And we're live. Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back for day 4 of the launch week. Oh, today is the day I have personally been waiting for because I am quite an automation freak. You maybe didn't know that, now you do. And for day 4, we have blueprints. And yes, it is quite literally pre built, ready made processor bundles for your pipelines. That's what I'm saying with automation freak. So that was the main philosophy back in January when we released our processor bundles. Just because we don't want to force you to recreate the same processors over and over and over again, and then have to recreate them another time if you have another config or whatever. That's why we created bundles so that you can create one specific set of processors and then reuse them across different configs. And then we figured out, why don't we just automate that even further? So like, let's take it an additional step further, and we got into the idea of, let's just pre-build the ones that are most common. And that's what we have right now. Today we have something called a blueprint. And a blueprint is essentially a pre-built processor bundle. So once you jump into the library in Bindplane, you have a repository of pre-built processor bundles. You can jack into your project, just click a button, get it loaded in, and then you can use them as any other processor bundle you're using already today. Like, I is it just me, or is this so cool? Like, I don't know if it's just me, but I really like having not to do the same thing over and over again. Um,
Yeah.
I remember back in the day when I used to write bash scripts to automate parts of my job. This is the same dopamine level I get from seeing something like this was what I got back in the day when I was writing those bash scripts. So yeah, and rant over. I think my 2 cents of amazement have come to an end, and let me just hand it over to Ryan to do a bit of a more serious hands-on demo of how you are going to use blueprints for your own telemetry pipelines.
Yeah, let's do it. What's up, everyone? Thanks, Adnan. Uh, yeah, we're really excited about this because I think as we think about how Bindpoint evolves and we think about what what a telemetry pipeline should look like and feel like in the future, what we're really pushing toward is something approaching a zero config pipeline. You should be able to install your OTel collector. Um, that collector understands what's running on that system and auto configures the sources to start doing collection. Um, Once that data is collected, Bindpoint's going to understand how to process it. And with things like blueprints now, and as we start to use our recommendation engine to recommend and apply these blueprints automatically, those should just exist and get applied. And you should be able to get to a place where from the time you install a collector, you've got 90% of the pipeline just out of the box, configured, working. It's getting the data, it's optimized, it's very close to exactly what you need. And then all you're doing is just coming in and layering on your business logic and the certain things that are specific to your org that really require you to intervene and make some decisions. But there's so much baseline stuff that for every new data source you're onboarding, um, the it can be standardized and it should be standardized and it should happen automatically without you ever having to think about it. And so this kind of like zero config future is really like what we're pushing toward. And blueprints here is a step in that direction. So we're really excited to launch this today. Let me show you quickly how it works. And I think what you'll find is now that the framework is here, exists, we're launching today with just a few blueprints. There's going to be many more coming very quickly. You'll see those rapidly just kind of show up in your environment. And we're also eager to just get those from you all. And so, like Anand mentioned, under the hood, these are processor bundles that are pre-built out. And so over time, we'll make this really easy to submit and get into kind of this marketplace here. But if you've got something that you think would make a killer blueprint, hit us up on Slack or reach out to us via email. Just let us know because we'd love to get included. So with that, let me show you how this works. I'm going to jump over. So you need to browse to your library page. Library, of course, as you know, is where you're storing all of your reusable resources. So, when you've built a bundle, you say, I'm going to use this over and over again. You add it to your library. It's going to show up here. And at the top of the library, you'll see this new call to action to get Bindplane blueprints. So we go ahead and jump in. And we've got a few in here. Like I said, this is going to be built out really quickly. So you'll see this expand to cover all sorts of very common log types, Palo Alto firewall logs, Cisco, all that good stuff, CrowdStrike, the things you would expect. But within the blueprint, there's a couple things. One, pop open the preview and just quickly get a list of the processors that are included. And so this is meant to standardize Windows event data going to Google SecOps. Very specific use case, super common use case. So it's going to apply the Google SecOps standardization processor. It's also going to use this copy field processor to automatically configure silent host monitoring for a SecOps customer. And so this is going to get the right attribute, that host name attribute, added as an ingestion label. So SecOps can understand that. And inside of cloud monitoring, you can configure silent host alerting. So before you would have to think about this, you'd have to go read the docs. You'd have to set it up. Now with blueprints, you'll just add it to your project, customize the name if you want. Now, once it's in your project, you'll see it show up in your library with this little indication that, hey, this is a blueprint. And then it's easy as using any other processor bundle. So we can jump over to, a config. I've got this one with Windows events going to SecOps. And we'll go ahead and just add a bundle. I've got that SecOps bundle in here automatically already, pre-configured. Can save that and roll those changes out. And so very, very quick to just get that data standardized and optimize for your specific use case. So that's blueprints. We're, again, really excited about it. This will be rolling out over the next day or two. If you're using cloud, you'll see that in your library page very soon. We've got an on-prem release next week. So it will be available in that release. And then, like I said, you'll continue to just see new blueprints appear. So check back often. We'll certainly announce them. And if you've got anything that would be really cool and you want to submit one, let us know.
Yeah. And hopefully down the road, we have ideas around the blueprint marketplace as well. So think of it as the main hub or repository for pretty much any community blueprint or whatever blueprint that you want to contribute yourselves. Yeah, that's something that we have planned for ahead. But for today, to stay respectful of your time and to keep these short and sweet as always, think we can call it a day and see you guys again tomorrow.
Yeah, see everyone tomorrow. We're really excited. Last day of launch week, and we've got some very cool stuff. Some things we've been asked about for quite a while. So definitely tune in tomorrow. I think you'll like it.
going out with a bang. Tomorrow is
Yeah.
going to be wild. Yeah, super excited for that. But for now, see you tomorrow, and yeah, have a great rest of your day, guys.
See you, everyone. Cheers.